Are you guys voting? Do you know who you're voting for? Okay? You got to figure this thing out, because let me tell you something. If you don't know who you're voting for, you end up voting for no one. And then that doesn't work for the country at all. But it's election day. Everybody be happy. I want you guys to throw parties, drink champagne, throw tulips in the street when you walk on them. Okay? I want you to do all kinds of great things. Another thing, this is election day, and Krispy Kreme is giving away free donuts. You only get one, so anyone who's trying to fill up and make up for the fact they didn't have lunch, it won't happen. But it is election day. Can you believe it? It's already November 3rd. We're a few days away from Thanksgiving and finding out who exactly will be the president, the new president of the United States. Will the incumbent Trump win, or will there be a new face who will take all our money for the next 4 years? I don't know. I hope I find out. I'm quite sure we all will if we keep on living. Let's pray that we do. Let's pray that we do. First, though, I have figured out some things. I figured out some things when I went to look as to why I keep only hearing the same people. You know, folks, let me tell you something. If you go do a multiple choice test and you have to choose between 4 answers, but you only get 2, well, then that's not fair now, is it? I don't think so, and I don't think you do either. So I decided to do something. I put out an APB. I contacted the police. You hear them? They're coming. They're coming. I hope it's not for me. I paid all my tickets, did you? They're coming. Like the redcoats. And you know what? We put out the APB. We put out the APB for the other 2 people on the ballot who I've never fucking heard of. This is a problem, and it's the biggest problem in America right now, because why am I forced to choose between 2 people, okay? The United States colors are red, white, and blue. Red for the Republican, blue for the Democrat, and white for the motherfuckers who run this shit, okay? Because it's none of us in there. It's okay, though. I'm happy to just be here because I can still make money and live my life, and who cares, you know? It's okay. But I had to put out an APB for the other 2 candidates because I don't even know who the hell they are until last night, okay? This is a shame. This is a moral dilemma, because how can I pick someone to run the country if I don't even know who the hell I'm picking? You see the problem? Now, let's go over this. Who in the hell has heard of Howie Hawkins? Who in the hell has heard of Joe Jurgensen? Do you know anything about these people besides the names that they have and that they both sound funny? I sure as hell don't, people. I sure as hell don't. And this is the problem that I'm having. So, what I wanted to do today on this Election Day episode was go over 2 of these candidates, the 2 candidates that we know nothing about. And the problem with that is that all I've been hearing about is Trump and Biden. Okay? That's good. I mean, Trump is entertaining. Biden, well, he's got cobwebs on his eyebrows, but who cares about that? And in his ears, I think. But who cares about that? The truth of it is who are these other 2 candidates, and why haven't I heard of them? Okay? That is the problem that I'm having. And I think that's a big problem for us all. So let's get into who these other 2 candidates are. So if you Google is your friend, folks. Always remember that, okay? Google is your friend. If you Google, who is Joe Jurgensen, you can go to his Wikipedia or whatever profile this is. I'm not sure who put this up. Could be a paid advertisement. Could be true. I don't know, but this is what's here. It says that Joe Jurgensen is an American academic and libertarian political activist. Jorgensen is the Libertarian Party's nominee for president of the United States in the 2020 election. She was previously the party's nominee for vice president in 1996. And her running mate was author Harry Brown. And see, this is very confusing because I thought Joe was a man. That's what I thought until I just read this. And so I feel like I'm being fooled. Are you being fooled? You got to ask yourself this question. Because I've had people who never called me in years call me and beg me to go out and vote. And I said, well, A1, you got to go out and vote, man. If you don't vote, we're going to get another 4 years of Trump. You know, this is going to be a problem. And I said, well, first of all, where's the goddamn money that you owe me? One, because you haven't called me since you owed me, okay? Two, why do I have to vote for the other person if I don't like them? I don't like them either. And so he said, you know, you got to vote for Biden. You got to do all this stuff. And I said, I'm not voting for nobody. I'm going to go to Popeyes and get that 2-piece chicken special, and I'm going to sit down and have a Coke and a smile, all right? And you should too, brother, because if you think that any of these people is going to make a difference in our lives as people, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. As a matter of fact, it's just going to get worse, all right? It's going to get worse. You really want to make a difference, figure out how to escape paying income tax. Then you'll figure out how to live. I'm going to tell you that right now. Anyways, moving right along. The next part of the next candidate I want to go over. Let's see what Google has to say about this person. Now that we found out who Joe Jurgensen is. Howie Hawkins. Howie Hawkins. Who is Mr. Hawkins and why should I give him my vote? Here it is. Let's see. Howard Gresham Hawkins is an American trade unionist and environmental activist from New York, which just happens to be one of the dirtiest damn states in America. A co-founder of the Green Party of the United States, Hawkins is the party's presidential nominee in the 2020 presidential election. New York is one of the most heavily taxed states in America, folks. I'm not making this stuff up, okay? This is just the truth, okay? Go look it up yourself for those of you who know how to read, because, go look it up yourself. But New York is one of the most taxed states in America. It's so taxed and it's so dirty when you go up there. The streets are in shambles. They're messed up. You gotta have a 4x4 dump truck to drive through there on the side streets. It's crazy. It's pandemonium. It's an epidemic of potholes, okay? I'm gonna tell you something. If Joe Jurgensen is an environmental activist, I'm already losing hope because the environment up there stinks. Smells like a project elevator. You ever been in one? Don't go in one. I'm going to tell you something. You'll come out smelling like WASA. For those of you who don't know, that's the Sanitation Administration for the Washington, D.C. area. If you drive down, 295, right before you get to the exit for 495, which will take you to Richmond, or you go straight and you take the exit for the casino with National Harbor, all right? It's right as you pass through there. It stinks. Got your machetes, your bulletproof vests, your helmet. I don't care if it's a bicycle one or the one you wore in high school football when you played wide receiver for the team. Get it on. Black Lives Matter. If you don't have on a Black Lives Matter shirt and you have on a nice outfit, they might think you're a Republican who's a capitalist who's out to make money, and they'll still hit you in the head, all right? If you don't have on a Trump shirt, they're going to think you're with Biden. If you don't have on a Biden shirt, they're going to think you're with Trump. And if you're just standing around looking like a spectator, they're going to think you're a military activist trying to protect people who are going to the polls, which we'll get into later. This whole debacle that we are calling America Election Day year is a travesty. And I hope I never see this thing again. I hope I never do. I hope our children don't. And when I have mine, I hope my children never have to go through this complete madness, which is why I'm discussing it on my show. Alas, let's move on to some better topics. Love is in the air today, people. Love is in the air. It smells like roses and champagne. Congratulations to Offset and Cardi B for deciding to give the public 4 middle fingers. You may wonder why I say 4, and that's because each of them have 2, unless they have an extra one that I don't know about that looks like a thumb. I don't know. But they are getting back together, and I am happy to hear about it because true love needs to be cherished, okay? True love definitely needs to be cherished. All right, folks, time to pay the bills. Let's do a commercial break. I'll see you in 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, guys, what do you think? Good evening. My name is Yaroslav Boryets. In Russian, it translates to loud one that fight. I was born in Sur, under Kremlin, to a mother who resembled a gremlin, who blonde, blind, and dumb. She hard on me because she only have one hand. So when she beat me, she had to use elbow because she need hand to stir soup while she cook. From very beginning, I have hard life. I grew up eating goulash and dung, fighting with wolves and vultures for carcass of roadkill. But I always win. My skin grew hard from years-long winter in tundra, where night is day all day, until it resembled crackened asphalt city street. I try to use lotion, but I keep cutting hand when I apply, so I give up. Now, when I need ruble for Velikov, I hired by sandwich company who use my leg as cheese scraper and meat slicer for sandwich. Because I old and have no money for soap, the dirt from my leg act as spice on meat and cheese and age it to perfection. No one know why it tastes so good. They just know it does. Some say it's so good and they don't know why. Now they sell it to public. I never tell them secret, but now cat is out the bag. It's called Old World Meats. It even increase immune system against all virus, including corona. So try it if you see it. It may save your life. And remember, people, what don't kill you only make you stronger. Or maybe you want to just die. This is Yaroslav. Please take care. God bless.
It was an accident.
There are no accidents.
This rhythmatic explosion is what your frame of mind is chosen. I leave your brain stimulated. Niggas is frozen. Speak with criminal slang. Begin like a violin. End like Leviathan is deep. Well, let me try again. Wisdom be leaking out my grapefruit true. I dominate break loose. Giving Mike's ministry cycles. Streets disciple. I rock beats that's mega trifle. And groovy but smoother than moves by Villanova. You're still a soldier. I'm like Sly Stone and Cobra. Bagging like a Rasta in the weed spot. Vocals are squeeze clocks.
Well, folks, we're back. I hope you used the bathroom, got your popcorn, chicken wings, buffalo wings, ranch dip, whatever it is that makes you happy while you are watching television. I hope you have it. We're going to get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's project. And this one is not a shocker to anyone who is a fan of true American history. But this is actually a very, very serious topic. So I'm not going to joke. At least I'm going to try not to. Because, you have to put a twist on things to make people watch it. But the truth of it is, this is very serious. And we're going to get into how groups of armed militias have seemingly affected who people are voting for at the polling boxes, what people are thinking, and if people even go out to vote. Has this been done before? Is this intimidation? Are they actually military? Or are they mercenaries that are out of work due to COVID-19? Because let's face it, folks, this pandemic has affected everybody, from strippers to prostitutes to even mercenaries, who now can't kill anybody for pay because the virus is taking them out for free. What a sad day. Well, after all the attacks on people amid the Black Lives Matter movement, gatherings in France and other countries, and let's not forget the 2017 Charlottesville gathering or protest, peaceful protest, that turned violent when someone used their car to run people over like dogs in the street. I can't make this stuff up, people. But this is what actually happened in America. Sad, sad, sad. What will the future hold for Americans moving forward after this? What will happen? And has this ever happened before? Well, it actually has. And I'm going to tell you when. Give me 1 second, people. November 3rd, 1874. Now, why is that an important day? I'll tell you why, folks. Because that's when a paramilitary group called the White League attacked black voters. Deadly election riots that happened in Alabama, in Barber County. They didn't talk about this when I was in school for history lessons. Nope. They fed us a bunch of bullshit. But it's okay, because we're going to rectify that right now today, and we're going to talk about some real history. Now, this happened in 1874, and how it happened was off of a lie, just like the Vietnam War and lots of other terrible, tragic incidents in American history that we have all had to be a part of as citizens of this great nation. Now, how it started was The militia was formed after a lie was told that black folks were going to invade the town. As crazy as it sounds, this is just like when you hear about police officers who are filing APOs, that's what they're called, assault against police officers, against young black males, or anybody for that matter, who are saying that they are hitting them, when in fact people don't run towards police officers, we run away from them. So it's all a bunch of hogwash, and you know it's true, all right, for those of you who are watching the show. But they drummed up this larger than life tale of black folks dressing up like KKK Klans members, armed to the teeth with shotguns, long rifles, and knives. They were going to ravage a town like Blackbeard on the ship, pillaging like Ivan the Terrible, Attila the Hun, you name it. That's what they had in their mind. But that was not the case. As a result of this lie, they formed a paramilitary group which terrorized the Polars that day. You know what's sad, people? Not much has changed in America since then. I wish it has, but it has not. It is a terrible, terrible thing to have the same tactics that were used in 1874 still being used to intimidate and coerce people into making choices they wish they did not have to make in the first place. Or some of us do want to vote. But it doesn't really matter now, does it? In my opinion, anyway. You form your own. Maybe the next 4 years will go better, even though I'm going to be honest with you, people have made more money under Donald Trump than they have in the last 20 years. And that's what they're not going to tell you. They don't talk about anything that this guy has done that's positive because the general media does not want you to like him at all. But like I said, I'm not for either one of them. I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm not a Trump thumper. I just want what's best for the entire nation. And if you really want my honest opinion, I don't know if either of them can deliver it, or Howie Hawkins or Joe Jurgensen, the other two candidates which have mysteriously appeared in the last day and a half before Election Day. I don't know. After all this, though, I cannot believe that this happened. There was also an incident where the disenfranchisement after the Reconstruction era occurred. And for those of you who don't know what disenfranchisement means, because a lot of us do not, I personally did not know. I just didn't. What it means is the state of being deprived of a right or a privilege, especially the right to vote. And so there was another, and there have been numerous incidents throughout America's glorious, untold history where they have used people to intimidate, maim, and slaughter folks to create a sense of fear and urgency not to vote the way that they really wanted to. In the beginning of voting, the Negroes, my people, the Native Americans as well, because they are also Negroes. You guys just don't know it yet. Once they dig up the history and uncover it, you'll find out that a lot of the people with quote unquote good hair and light skin, they're not from Africa at all. They're coming from right here, folks. They were all Native Americans. They were made to run and hide so they wouldn't vote. They've put numerous things in place so that we could not vote. And I'm going to say this, and it's true. It has worked. Sad, but true. It has worked. It has worked so well that, as a matter of fact, it's still working today. What shall we do? What shall we do? Moving right along in the show. Doctors have been falsifying illness reports for more money. This is nothing new, though, people. Trump has talked about it. A1 has talked about it. Everyone has talked about it. But it's true. Everything is COVID-19. All respiratory illnesses in all the hospitals are now being labeled as COVID-19. They're treating it like it's all a part of the pandemic, even if it's not, as a precaution. So I guess they are practicing for the illness. So I guess this has essentially turned into Med Games 2020 for the hospitals. They've got to do their version of the Marines Aberdeen Proving Grounds and go out there and make sure that they can handle anything serious when it happens. At the same time, charging you like it is, even though it is not. That, my friends, is fraud. But since we do not wear white lab coats like they do, we would only be prosecuted for that. They would not be. Do you see the problem? Do you see the dilemma? But this is what's going on. And I would tell you something. If I could get proof of it, hard freaking evidence, I would bring it on the show and show you. But you know, I will not break into hospital billing offices because I do not want to go to jail. I have a lot to live for, and personally, I cannot get any women in prison. This is a very true fact, hard fact. And so, no, this is not what I'm going to do. But go to your local hospital and participate in Med Games 2020. What's the worst that could happen? New segment on the show. It's called This Shit Has Got to Stop. And the first order of business is IG. What a wonderful place to go and see. IG, people. Let's talk about it. What would the world be without the great IG? I tell you what, a lot of people wouldn't be in jail right now. That's the truth. But let's get on with it. Lizzo, the award-winning entertainer, we'll say, is naked, draped in America's flag. She is making a mockery of independence. And quite frankly, I would not recommend you look too much because you might go blind. Let me see if I can get a picture of this up here for you guys. Oh, shoot. Damn internet. It's okay. I still have it. Check this out, people. You tell me what you think. Look at this. You guys see this? Boy, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is? Now, look, big can be beautiful, but not like this. Someone needs to write to her publicist. Someone needs to write to her publicist and tell her she needs to stop it. How is she supposed to be promoting body positivity and being accepted for who you are when you're photoshopping your body and brushing over your pictures so that you don't see all the stretch marks or the loose fat on her thighs? Okay? I'm not making fun of her because she's big. I'm just saying she needs to have a little couth and self-respect and dignity about herself and not be out here exposing all her private parts to the world, especially draped in that beautiful red, white, and blue flag that so many of our troops have died for. I'm instructing my attorney to write her a cease and desist letter. Maybe I can put a stop to this whole thing, this charade that she has created to gain publicity for her entertainment. Second topic on the show, and then we're going to end this thing. Adrian Broner has been jailed after telling a judge the lie of only having $13 to his name, after he was instructed to pay the amount of $830,000 to a woman who he groped in the club in Cleveland. Adrian, stop it! That man needs intervention and a mentor. Samuel L. Jackson, Denzel Washington, Sugar Ray, somebody go help this guy, okay? If I could, I would, okay? He was on Instagram, yet again, another Instagram guy, another Instagram person, saying that he would bet his last dollar on his baby brother, and it was a lot of money. So the judge saw this and threw his black ass in jail. Maybe it'll teach him something, but most likely it won't. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the show today. This is A1, wishing you a great election day. Have a good weekend, and don't get into trouble. And if you don't want to get in trouble, stay out of downtown D.C. tonight, okay? Might save your life. Might save your family a lot of grief because I don't know what's going to happen. They've put up an unscalable wall around the White House. So I think it's safe to say that someone thinks someone's going to try something. Till next time, people, take care. God bless.